Israel was already 1 week into its second COVID-19 lockdown. Now, with new cases nearing 7,000 a day and the health system issuing warnings of overstretch, daily life and the economy are to be restricted yet further.
In the past 2 days, we heard from the experts that if we don't take immediate and difficult steps, we will reach the edge of the abyss. In order to save the lives of Israeli citizens, we are required to impose full lockdown for 2 weeks.
That means all non-essential businesses will close at an estimated cost of $10 billion, with around a fifth of the workforce unemployed. The measure was opposed by the finance minister as unnecessarily damaging, and it's a hard sell to a public already doubting and in many cases defying the current rules.
I think the government is using and deploying actions that there's no medical agreement that are necessary.
I think that the government is completely dysfunctional. I mean, nothing that is related to the country, to the citizens, is in its priority.
The restrictions will stop the weekly anti-Netanyahu demonstrations in West Jerusalem. Political protesters will be able to gather only in groups of 20, no more than a kilometre from their homes. Prayers will be subject to the same rules, with the exception of the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur next week, when synagogues will reopen with restrictions. That's led to fears of further spread within ultra-Orthodox Jewish towns and neighbourhoods, already hotspots of transmission. Netanyahu has been accused of failing to impose early targeted measures on such places because of the influence of the ultra-Orthodox political parties. And so, with the competing factional demands, confused messaging coming from the government, there's been an erosion in a crucial commodity, public trust. A poll this week put support for Benjamin Netanyahu's handling of the crisis at just 27%. Palestinian areas have also seen high infection rates and sporadic government enforcement, especially in the patchwork of jurisdictions that make up occupied East Jerusalem. The man in charge of tackling the pandemic went himself on Thursday to the Shafat refugee camp within Jerusalem but beyond the separation wall to find businesses open and people mixing.
When you look at the streets here, you see people without masks, though some are wearing them. It's not a picture you'd expect in a neighborhood with such a high rate of people dying of COVID-19.
Israelis have been watching the numbers grow with deepening alarm for weeks. Now they wait to find out whether this hastily arranged, much argued over, extra lockdown will work when so much has failed. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, West Jerusalem.